A very warm welcome to today's webinar on behalf of Dream Runners and all the sponsors. I wish to welcome you to this webinar. This webinar, we're going to be discussing on how we're going to prepare for the race day. What are some of the, some of the most important points we should be aware of. A few tips and a few recommendations pertaining to the webinar. In that pursuit, let me just share the slides with you. All right. Okay. So yes, it's been a good 10 weeks of training. And today we are entering, from Monday we'll be entering into the penultimate week. And from 18th of September, the race starts, the virtual run starts. You can run on any day from September 18th to the 26th of September. It's been a wonderful journey of 10 weeks. I hope you all have been, able to follow the training plan. Coming to this week, which is called the taper week, the week just before your event. So as far as a half marathon or anything below goes, a week to 10 days to 7 days before a race is a good period to start the tapering, right? So your last Saturday, Sunday, that is the run you would have done today should have been, a long or fast or hard run. Beyond this, I don't think you should be pushing the body too much. The whole idea as to why we have a taper week is that the body is able to recover and reap the benefits of all the training that we've put in for the last couple of weeks for this event. So remember, a few key points is, keep the training load light during this week. That doesn't mean, completely resting and, putting your feet up, not doing anything. No, it doesn't mean that. You can do runs. If you plan to run over the weekend, then do about 2 runs between the week. That is any 2 days, not back to back. Leave a day's gap between the days. And you can do slightly sharp runs. So in case you're going to do a half marathon, then you should be probably doing, 400s, a quick intervals of 400s, maybe 10 repeats or 12 repeats. If you're following our virtual plan, which is shared on a weekly basis, you don't have to worry about it because the ambiguity is taken out. But in case you are not, I would recommend that you keep your training load light for this week, but keep it sharp, maybe a short tempo run somewhere midweek just to keep those legs firing and, to get that movement, to just connect with the mind and body, to get that legs pumping. That's about it. During this week, it is better to stay away from, trying anything new. If you're used to a particular shoe, which you have been using during your training, and you want to use it for the race, if you've decided on that, please stick to that. Don't try, making last minute changes either with the shoe or with the gels that you're used to taking or with the kind of food you're eating. Try not to experiment on anything this week, because after 10 weeks of hard training, when you're getting into the race week, you want to get in feeling light and fresh, and you want to be using things you're very familiar with. You don't want to suddenly get used to something new on race day morning, right? Another important aspect, I just want to remind you again, this week we will not be having any fitness sessions, neither strength and conditioning nor the yoga sessions. The reason for that is because you should be getting into the race feeling light, okay, and not with soreness, okay. So I would strongly advise that you stay away from lifting very heavy weights or doing any kind of heavy strength and conditioning workouts during the week. the last 10 weeks, you have umpteen videos, both of yoga sessions as well as fitness sessions, where we've done mobility drills, stability drills, yoga. She has, actually, Ramya has shared a couple of pre-workout, pre-run and post-run, asanas also that you could do. So I would appreciate if you could go back to those and just keep the body light, focus more on mobility, focus on stability, core engagement. Remember all these things, and slight agility movements, but nothing heavy, nothing that's going to get you feeling sore for, during the week or getting into the race day. Coming to food intake, please realize that this week it's going to be a cutback in terms of the mileage we are going to be putting also. That doesn't mean you need to cut food and you need to eat less. No, it doesn't mean that. Don't cut your calories, but stay away from empty calories. Stay away from extra calories, binge eating, snacking on something, sodas. You try to stay away from this kind of food. Try and eat as much healthy food as you can. Foods slightly more, with to do with carbs. You can have your fats and proteins too, but as you approach race day, I would ask you to reduce your fats and proteins and compensate it more with a little bit of carbs. But the net, as in what I'm asking you is, in the portion size, reduce the fats, reduce the proteins, fibers, and then compensate that with carbohydrates, right? But don't go and eat extra for that. It doesn't mean that you have to keep eating extra. This is a great week to actually revisit not only your race plan, how your entire training went. Go back and see how, during the last 10 weeks, what are the runs that really worked for you, which were the runs that you were really able to do well. Go back and revisit some of those good runs, and all your learnings of the last 10 weeks, try and revisit those. Not only that, also just keep trying to visualize your race day right from the start, how you're going to run the course, how you feel during the race. These may seem very trivial, but in my personal experience, I would say that it really helps you on race day. And it is something that, you shouldn't just be practicing in taper week. It is something we do all throughout the training. That is why even during the sessions, we keep insisting, mind, body connect. So these are things you need to keep visualizing. But if you're able to, just get that into the week, that will really help you on race day. Another thing is, for people who are running for the first time, this week can take you, it may sweep you off your feet, in the sense you may feel that, my God, my training load is less. She's reduced the stress. Suddenly I'm doing only 400 meters or 200 meters repeats. I'm hardly running. Will I be able to run? It's okay. It's normal. All of us go through that. After many marathons, the same thing happens to me too. Taper week, the poster put over there, beware of a tapering runner. Cranky, rational, irrational, moody, that all that will happen, and that is completely normal. So it's all right to feel anxious. Every time that happens to you, you just need to go back, revisit your race plan, and tell yourself that, you have put in the hard work that is needed. The taper week is only for sharpening, and that's it. And all the hard work that needs to be done is done. The taper week is only to just keep you sharp, at the same time give enough of rest that the body recovers. Eat well, rest well, refuel yourself for the event. Let's get on to some of the race day prerequisites. So this, I have listed out a couple of gear checks that you probably would like to have with you. It would be a good idea to keep your running shoes, socks, shorts, tights, sports bra, tees, everything. Set it out the previous day, so that in the morning you're not running around to arrange these things. This is especially beneficial for those of you who are running for the first time. It's a good idea to set out your race gear the previous day. And please ensure that whichever GPS device or your watch that you're using, it has full charge. Many a times it is missed by even experienced people, and we end up going to the race without our watch or the GPS device. So keep that, try to remember to charge it the previous day. That should be the work, to charge it, to keep your running shoes, socks, shorts, everything that you need for the race. Also decide on your hydration. If you are used to having water, or if you're used to having a particular sports drink, ensure that you have it all set out the previous day night. You have it all set out, so that you just need to mix it and put it in the bottles and take it when you're going for your run. Those of you who need to use Vaseline, or who use band-aids, please ensure that you have it out set along with your race gear, so that you don't forget these small things in the morning. Small blisters, small cuts, men especially. If you're used to shaft, if the t-shirt can give you chafing, please ensure that you put band-aids on the nipples so that you don't get chafing. And those of you who are used to your headphones, listening to music, iPods, sunglasses, please keep all that out. Apart from that, if you'll have a road ID, please ensure that you're carrying the road ID with you. This being a virtual race, we are all going to be running in different parts of the world. And so we don't have it's not a controlled environment, so we need to control the environment that we are running in. And so you need to just be careful and carry a road ID, or at least carry emergency contact details somewhere in your pocket, so that people can be reached out, right? So ensure that you have this gear check. We will share this separately with you all. It will be put up even on the website in case you need to check this gear check. Just ensure that it's all set out the previous day itself. Right now, from the taper week, whichever day after, between 18th to 26th, you plan to run, the pre-race, the day just before that, okay, the day just before your race day, irrespective of whether you're running a 5K or whether you're running a 21K, whether you're a beginner or an intermediate, I would suggest that you go for a very, very easy run the previous day. Now, it is not going to tire you out. Just because you run one day before the race, you're not going to get tired. The purpose of this run is only to get the body moving. It's more of a shakeout run. It's more to just remind the body that it needs to work. It's more of you thinking about how you're going to be running during the race. These are the kind of things. This run that you're doing should be really short. For somebody doing a 5K or a 10K, it can be as short as 10 to 15 minutes, max 20, nothing more than that. 10 to 15 minutes is good enough. Very light run, shakeout run, do some very mild stretches, mobility workout, ensure you have opened out the hips, all that. For somebody who's doing a 21, and that means you're used to running and you've already, you have done a couple of races, you can go up to 30 minutes. Okay, but nothing beyond that. But remember, the purpose of this run is not a fast run. It's not to do any kind of, sprint work and all that. It's more for just opening out the hips, trying to give that legs, body, mind, getting it all together, syncing it all up. Okay, think of it more like a shakeout run, just to help you. If you want, run easy on that same route, a few kilometers of that route that you're planning to run the race in, so that you can get mentally into the game. Post that, just unwind, come back home, spend time with your family, with your friends, watch a movie, read a book, whatever helps you relax, whatever gives you joy, please do that, right? During the day, try to keep as calm, be as relaxed as possible. Put your feet up, don't get into too much of walking around or, too much of activity. The next thing that I would like to touch upon is your food intake the day before the race. Like I said, particularly on this day before your race, increase your carb intake. Like I mentioned before, this does not mean you eat extra calories, right? You eat your normal food, but try to reduce your, your fats and fibers, proteins from this, from the diet only for today. The reason is because, these are, they take more time to digest, okay? And also your emptying of stomach the next day may become a challenge if you have too much of fiber in your diet the previous day. So you want to keep it as light. Carb, remember, is the first source of energy that your body is going to tap into. So if you build up your carb reserves, it is that much better for you when you start out on the race, right? Especially for those of you who are going to do longer distances, 10Ks and 21Ks, right? Also, hydration becomes a key aspect. On the pre-race day. When I say hydration, remember we touched upon 500 dehydration. Colorless is hydrated, so you want it to be somewhere a very light yellow color, and that would give you a good indication of how well hydrated. So ensure that the process is happening throughout the day, not just drinking 1 liter of water and then don't drink anything. Just sip small sips of water during the day, and that should be good. And coming to sleep, yes, many a times it could be anxiety, it could be, this is my first run, I don't know how I'm going to do it. It could be excitement. A lot of things come into play. So sleep can become a challenge. Don't bother about that. I would suggest that, you unwind early, hit the bed early, just lie down. Just lie down on bed. Just visualize about what you want to do, relax. Think of those good runs that you've had. Think of how positively you want to finish. These are the thoughts that you should be again and again and again trying to create in your mind, because the more and more you create these thoughts, the more and more you will, that it will get achieved, the body will achieve it, right? So if you have managed, don't bother about the quantity of sleep this night, but focus more on the quality of sleep. Even if it is 4 hours or 6 hours, let it be a good quality sleep. This being a virtual event, you have the luxury to run at any given point of time, so you don't really have to get up at 3:30 and rush to the venue and there is a start off. No, you have that luxury to plan your sleep, plan your day the next day. So ensure that you get that nice good quality sleep before you head out for the race. All right. And now coming on to the race day. Okay, the day we've been working hard for, the day we've been looking forward to, right? And something which is going to be a milestone for many of us, right? So here on race day, for those of you who are used to it, you can have your snack about 3 hours before your run. Whenever you plan to run, 3 hours before your run, let it be a high carb snack, which should be low in fat, low in fiber. You don't want any gastric discomfort during the run, right? So try and keep it high in carb, low in fat, low in fiber. It should be just a quick, small snack. And if you're used to it, please have it 3 hours before your run. If you're not used to it, don't try anything new, right? 2 hours before the run, please try to drink 500 to 700 ml of fluid. It can be water, it can be a training kind of a drink, right? 2 hours before. Now, what happens is, why I'm asking you to do this is, any gastric emptying, you want to empty your bowels, all that can be done. You would have, it's better than just gulping water, of maybe half an hour, 1 hour before, and then after that you'll have an issue. And also, when you drink water, your body will be well hydrated before you start the race, right? Especially for those of you who are running the 10 and 21 kilometers, try to follow this protocol of, drinking 500 ml of water. You surely be getting up 2 hours before your run, right? As soon as you get up, try and drink 500 to 700 ml of a fluid, right? 15 minutes before the start of the race, please try to drink 300 to 600 ml. No need, if you're not very comfortable running with too much, even 300 ml is good enough. At least 300 ml of water. You would have done your warm up, right? Between your warm up and between, when you're doing your dynamic foot drills and all that, that is a good time to, just drink this 300 ml of fluid, 300 to 600 ml of fluid. If you're used to having a sports drink, which can be had pre-training, please have that, right? Now, during the race, be very careful to keep sipping water. Again, since this is a virtual race, you'll have to handle your hydration. It is something which you would have tried out when we did the time trial, right? So all the learnings of your time trial, whatever went right, whatever went wrong, we are going to take that into learning, and we're going to implement all those learnings. So remember to keep sipping water at regular intervals during the race. Don't wait till you really feel thirsty and you need to sip, you need to reach out for water. Plan how you're going to, whether you're going to carry a 250 ml bottle with you, or whether you have a friend cycling with you, or whether you're going to keep water at a particular point and loop around there, right? So these things have to be planned, but ensure that during the race, you are replenishing your fluids at least 150 to 200 ml at regular intervals during the race, right? And those of you who are used to having energy bars or gels, bananas, include that into your race plan, right? When you're putting your race plan, please clearly remember when you're going to drink water, so that when you're having your gel, you can immediately have a little bit of water which gets added into that. So just include all that into your race plan. Plan all these things the previous day, so that on race day it's just a matter of implementation, right? So this is a big day. It's a big day for a lot of us, and we want everything to go right on this day. So just ensure that your nutrition, your hydration, and how your body feels, all this is good on that particular day, right? Now, post the race. Post the race is, what may, this is a moment that you should cherish and you should really enjoy. If you like to share it, you should share it with your, family and friends, because it's something which has come after 11 weeks of hard work. You have earned it, and you really need to cherish this moment. So that should be, make that moment count, right? When you finish your race. Another thing is, remember to hydrate, drink water. I'm sure we will all be excited at that point of time. These are things we may miss out, but just remember to drink water once you finish your race, okay? And within an hour, try to have a snack which is rich in carbs. That will really help you. If you have a snack which is rich in carbs, it will help to replenish your carbs. And 2 to 3 hours post the run, within 2 to 3 hours, try and have a balanced meal. You can have your proteins, your carbs, your good fat. Have a nice, good, balanced meal. You have earned it, and your body needs it, right? So please give it to your body. It would also be a great time post the race to review how it went. We, Would love to hear from you as to what your race experience was. Please share your feedback about the race. The best time to share it is when it is fresh in the mind, right? So in the afternoon or evening when you're unwinding, it's a good time to just, just give us a feedback, how you think the race went, what did you think about the training plan, the fitness sessions, how did you, plan this entire virtual event. So that would be a great thing. Uh, Also, recovery post the race is very crucial. So remember, it's quite possible that immediately when you finish the race, since it is an all-out effort, you may not have the energy to right then do the stretches and all that, which is fine. But by the end of the day, you would have recovered, right? So remember to do your foam rolling, stretches by the end of the day, so that you don't carry forward the soreness, any of the soreness that you have developed during the race, right? You don't carry forward to the next day. So foam roll well, stretch well, and it should be more of a relaxed kind of stretching, right? Nothing to overstretch the muscles and all, more of nice foam roll and nice relaxed stretching. Okay. And the following week after the race, try to keep your load again less. Again, you can start building up, but not immediately. So keep the load less. Put in a few recovery runs, easy, slow runs, like what we would have done in the first week when we were doing the base building, right? Very slow, easy runs just to keep the body moving, get the blood flow, right? So you should focus on doing that at least for the week immediately following the week that you have done your race. Okay. Coming to this, in the meantime, let me just state, I can see that a few hands are being raised. If you have any queries, any questions, please put it in the chat box. As soon as this webinar is done, I will come to your questions from the chat box and we will discuss on whatever queries you have. If you have any queries regarding anything we've discussed till now or pertaining to the race, kindly just type it out in the chat box. Once the presentation is over, I will get to those questions and we will start. I will definitely try to address those questions to the best of my ability, right? So coming back to this, a few safety precautions. Like I've said before, this is a virtual event. Okay, so you don't have race organizers, volunteers standing here and there. It's all, it's what we would have. We should try to get our family and friends, keep them informed, that especially people who are running for the first time, please keep your family and friends informed about what you're doing, and if possible to be there on en route, so that that one, there is somebody to cheer you en route, and two, you always have a backup just in case of an emergency. All right. This being a virtual race, you have a lot of time. It's from 18th to 26th of September. So when you wake up in the morning, assess your body. You should be mentally, physically fit when you're doing the line. So just ensure that you're feeling good on the day that you're starting the race, and that you want to, you want to run the race, right? So be sensitive to your body, ensure that you're totally fit before you start the race, right? And try to avoid making any last minute changes in the route. Both during the time trial and after that, you would have, by now you should have finalized the route in which you are going to run the race, right? So try to avoid these last minute changes, because in this particular route, where there is light, there is no light, potholes, turning, where the traffic comes, signal lights, you're aware about all this, right? So if you suddenly go out to a new route, it may hit you and take you by surprise, which you don't want on race day. So stay with whatever is most, which is familiar with you. Don't try to make any last minute changes in the route. Try and wear reflective colored clothing. If you're starting out early, depending on the place you're running in, if you want to, start your run out very early, just ensure you have a headlamp with you, so that in case there are no street lights or it's dark, you have some kind of light with you. Also remember, please carry an emergency contact detail or your road ID with you of a person who can be contacted in case of an emergency. And owing to the conditions we are in, the new normal, let's just all be cautious about how we go about this run, and do our best to try and be cautious not only for ourselves but cautious also for the other people on the road, right? So whatever necessary precautions are to be taken, please try and take those precautions. uh, I guess this is it. I guess we've come to the end of the presentation, and on behalf of the training team, Ramya and me, I would wish all of you the very best, and we really look forward to hearing from you about how your training went, about how felt, what you felt about the fitness sessions, be it the yoga or the strength and conditioning sessions. We would love to hear from you, and it would be nice if you can share your experiences as to how you planned your virtual race. I mean, this is a new experience for all of us across the globe. On behalf of all of us out here, all the very best to all of you. Please enjoy the moment and cherish the moment. You have earned it, right? So, yeah, I guess with this, I have mentioned most of whatever I had to talk in terms of thing. But let me just see. I'll open out the forum in case y'all have any questions. I would be more than happy to answer. So there is. Let me start off. I think already there are some questions that's come up. It is from Sujata. Says, are there any specifications or restrictions regarding the venue that we choose for the run? On board, and she would like to take that question up. One moment, please. Captain, can you just unmute if you are there? Okay, as far as I know, there is no specific specifications or restrictions regarding the venue that you should be running in. But I would, if at all there is anything, I'm sure the Dream Runner organizers, the race management team will reach out to you. But there is no specific restrictions or specifications regarding the venue that you need to run. Do we need to inform the route to the race management before the race, or finishing and sharing your run details should be enough? Again, I think it would be sufficient if you post the run, if you are, you know, team will reach out to you, right? I'm using an MFit band. Is it all right to track? Or yes, like I said, the regarding the app and regarding the link, you will be getting a message. Definitely, the race management team will reach out to you on during this week, giving you the link where you should upload your, your finish times and the other requirements, where the photograph is required. Route, there is no specifications on that, but about where you should send your final, that there will be a mailer which will be coming out to you in that regard. by the Dream Runner team the link, you will be getting an official mentioning the from the organizers, mentioning the link in which you should upload your race finish times. Kindly upload your I'm sorry, I had a bad internet connection and it went. Like I said, there will be a link that is sent you all by the organizers. Kindly upload it in that link. Those details will be sent to you. Those details will be mentioned and those details will be sent out to you by the organizers. If there are any other questions, I would love to take them up. As regards to your, the only thing is this being a virtual run, just be cautious on how you go about planning your run. I'm repeating this again because, we don't have race organizers out there on the streets to do that for us. So the onus lies on us, how we plan the run, how we plan the route. So these are things that we have to be careful about when we go about using, during our run. If you're using a GP, yeah, I believe it says that. So if you use a GPS watch, it would be enough, and you have to just share the data. Either it could be a GPS watch or your mobile phone in which you have the GPS. But like I said, the email regarding how you should be giving your timings for the race, that will be sent to you all with a separate communication from the organizers, right? Great. So I hope you all, is it okay to upload, sorry, is it okay to upload the picture from the app? I guess it should be okay. I guess when you'll have to give a picture and you will have to give your, the entire run details that is being that's being asked. So you can use the following: Garmin, Strava, Nike, Run Club, Runtastic, Runkeeper, Map My Run. These are the apps that you can use. I'll just repeat it. It's Garmin, Strava, Nike Run Club, Runtastic, Runkeeper, Map My Run. A detailed email of all this will be sent out to you all on Monday. By at least by Monday, you will receive this email on behalf of the organizers. You will be receiving a detailed email as to the apps, the method in which you need to upload your data. You will be getting a detailed email, right? Great. Yeah, I think this is again about Amazon Fit. So yeah, you will be getting an email about this, about the GPS data. All right. So as we sent, these details you will be getting it on behalf. I mean, you will be getting it from the organizers. You will have a mail being sent out to you once the race is over with regard to your timing. They will cross check it, they will verify it, and you will get a detailed email, and you will be asked, your medal, your t-shirt will all be sent out to you. You don't have to worry about that. It will be couriered out to you, right? uh, the details will be coming, will follow through in the mail. Okay. Great. So thank you so much for taking time out on a Sunday evening and joining in for this session. Once again, on behalf of the training team, Ramya and me, I would like to thank all of you and wish you all the very best for the race. Just remember to be cautious. Remember all your hard work, all the training you've put in, and that's all that matters, right? Give it your best shot and enjoy the moment, right? So on behalf of all of us out here and the Dream Runners and all the sponsors of the Hexaware Dream Runner Half Marathon 2020, a very good evening to all of you and thank you for joining.